Well, here goes nothing. Oh, it's me again, talking to myself again. Instead of talking to myself, I decided to do this another video. Yeah, weather kind of sucks, so it's kind of blowing my sinuses out of whack. Oh, I kind of amazed that I got a lot of good responses from the first video I did. I'm very surprised. It made me realize that I have a very good set of friends, a very great set of friends. And sometimes we take things like that for granted because we're so wrapped up in our own lives, and all of a sudden just realize just by me doing this is like, wow. It's like I would tell you, a lot of things I'll post, a lot of things we all post on Facebook. You think someone will watch it, but then again, when you think, oh, someone might see it, then all of a sudden someone does see it. It's like, wow. It's kind of good because what happened was two people that I know basically came out and basically told me their story. One of them I knew from a long time ago about their story, and for the last couple of days, on and off, I've been hanging out with that person, talking with them, trying to get them to, it helps them out, but helps me out at the same time. By me helping them out, helps me. It's kind of like we. It's kind of like what some people call service work, you know. But that's a different story for a different time, and I might make a video on that one. I think I might soon. Yeah. But what happened was I didn't do that video for a pity party. I didn't do that video just to say, "Hey guys, look at me." I just did it because of the fact that I needed an outlet. And for me to make a video so I could watch at a later date to say, "Hey, let's do that." And what happened was I was holding on to that video for a while, and then all of a sudden it was just that one day this person calls me up and looked up. I was like, okay, well, why are you calling me at 1 in the morning? And I kind of realized that person kind of needed help. So what happened was naturally I got up, drove to that person's house, and I talked to them for about 2 hours. About 2 hours. And it was one of those kind of things where I looked up and it's like, that was very important. That was actually the best thing to do because someone reached out to me. And even though I personally don't like reaching out to people, and I should start learning to, but it was a personal thing for me. But que sera, as you could say, I did it. It was great. And another person who I never would think that would have any kind of problems came out. And I was like, wow, that story was just amazingly touching. I mean, that person, we had a very deep conversations before, but nothing like this. And of course, I kept my stuff kind of hidden, so you can't really see what I was doing. But anyway, it was good. Obviously, no one's at the house, so that way no one hears. Well, except for the cat. And the cat's bugging the living crap out of me. But that's a different story. But after talking with that person for that couple hours, that one night, I said to myself, you know what? Let me put this on Facebook. I mean, if I hear about people, people talk about their own problems on Facebook, and the funny thing is that's good. Because sometimes you can't talk to someone right then and there. Now everyone of my friends could look up and say, "Hey, dude, come on, I need to talk to you." I can't just like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." It's like, I can't do that all the time. A lot of times I'm like, and I'm tired. And even though dealing with the kind of problems that we all face, and then add depression upon that, it kind of makes you really, really tired, really, really stressed out, really, really bonkers. But for the most part, it was a good thing for me to talk to some people and for them to talk to me and hear their story. I'm not going to tell you who, but that's a good stuff. That's good. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of being anonymous. One person takes the fall, everybody else comes up and say, hey, this is what's going on. And then again, a lot of people are looked up. I mean, one of the other people I know, I mean, this person went through a lot of things. And this person reached out and said, hey, you can talk to me anytime too. I was like, and I'm thinking to myself, you got a lot on your plate. You want to talk to me, and that kind of tells me what kind of a person these friends I have. They're freaking awesome. I mean, Tejo, how many people can you actually say I have really freaking awesome friends? How many people? How many people can you say, yeah, I have really awesome friends? Really awesome. How many times you can say that? How many times can you say, hey, these are some people who actually cares about me? And for that, I thank you guys. It's really touching. I'm not going to cry or boo-hoo and stuff like that, but it's very heartwarming to know that, and it kind of keeps me stronger. Yeah, I know the weather's killing me, so yeah, it's that time of year. But anyway, there's been some problems, and I've put my pants on one leg at a time and I face them. So, like I said before, that dude's sitting right there. Well, maybe not there, but sitting here somewhere. And I shut him up for a little bit, because sometimes I need to shut him up for a little bit, and that is that little voice that tells me stuff, and sometimes that's not a good thing. But case in point, I'm doing a lot better. I've been in a great mood since the last weekend. I've been in a really great mood, and I never would have expected what I expected. And it's sometimes you look at things and it's like, maybe I'm not as bad off as I think I am. Maybe. Yeah. Yes, I'm wearing very wrapped up shirts. I wear this around the house especially when I don't feel like doing anything. But I'll be changing in a minute. But but it's a good feeling. It's a very, very good feeling. I go to work and I'm actually I'm bouncing. I'm like in a really great mood. And a lot of people say, Art, you was feeling kind of down a little bit. Now you're in a great mood. I was like, yeah, things happen. And it's a very sobering thought. Well, let's see. Usually when I have depression, I drink. And I usually drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. The funny thing is, a lot of people don't really know that because I drink away from people. Like, for example, if I go home, I'll drink like a 6-pack or buy a 12-pack, and that'll last me like a week. But a lot of times when I'm in that kind of mood, I'll just go out and drink. And some of you who read this kind of know what I'm talking about. They just go bonkers with it. But the thing is, lately I can't do that. I can't drink anymore. I'll talk about that later in another video, because there's other problems along with that, which kind of helps put you in a bad mood sometimes. Yeah. But anyway, it's so nice. I mean, last couple days everything's been coming up rose. I mean, even though my job is kind of sucking at the moment, and if you watch the news, you'll see why. But that's a different story. But that's funny. Everything's a different story. But I think I'm gonna do some more stuff like this. I mean, it's pretty interesting. I love it. Yeah, I gotta hook up with a friend soon so we can do this podcasting thing. Yeah, I've been kind of avoiding them, and our schedule's been kind of wiki whack. Ooh, that's a bad term. I'm not saying that one again. Not saying that again. No. Oh boy, I'm really dating myself. But anyway, it's a really good one. And I think everybody who saw the video liked it. Everybody who put out reached out to me even privately or even in the posting the video, and that's really reassuring. That's really reassuring because a lot of times some people, another person posts about suicide stuff, and I was like, that's a good idea because I think of that. So I post on stuff like that. I post on depression and suicide, mental health, and all sorts of stuff. Why? Because that stuff is dear to me, and sometimes that stuff affects me. So I put that. So a lot of times you see, Art put something about diabetes awareness. Well, I become a diabetic. Okay. Oh, mental health issues. Okay, because Art has mental health problems. Okay, fine. I'm proud to admit that. Well, I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not proud, but who wants to be proud that they're flawed? But then again, everybody's flawed. Even the most perfect person has flaws, has issues. The problem is learning how to deal with that. But anyway, everything's on the up and up. Everything's going great. And I'm running late for an appointment. But I just wanted to sit down here, drop a few lines. Don't know what I'm thinking. Drop a few syllables of words that comes to my mind, and this is a good thing. Thing is that one thing I like to impart on people is that one, when they say to err is human, it's like the famous line from Shakespeare: to err is human. But then again, let's put it in simple terms. It's okay to fail at times. It's okay to fail because sometimes you will fail at some things. And it's okay not to be great at every little thing. Trust me, I'm not great at I'm not great at a lot of things, but some things I'm really good at. And some things I'm not so good at. Sometimes I wish I was good at stuff. But basically, being human means that you have to deal with emotions. You have to deal with things. And a lot of times, dealing with certain things is stressful. It's very freaking stressful. And sometimes I have to sometimes when I think about it, I have blinders on and I can't see. And I had to look up and say, sometimes you have to pull the blinders away to see what the true goal is. And when you find that true goal, you try to strive for it. Tell you the truth. Every day I'm struggling to put that thing behind me and to keep it behind me and never go through it again. But sometimes you can't do that. And what happened was, for years, I've been learning to deal with it, live with it. And I'm sick and tired of just living with it. I just want to deal with it and take care of it. And like some people say, you can never get rid of it. But then again, you know how to manage it. So, without further ado, I'm going to get ready to go because I'm starting to run a little bit late for my appointment. And hopefully I'm going to have a really good time. Trust me, this appointment, it's been a month or so in the making, this appointment. And basically I'm going out to dinner with a friend. And we'll always have fun with that. But what's going on is that this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm living. And I'm doing this not for self-gratification, not for self-appreciation, not to say, hey, I'm the best thing on earth. No. I'm just doing this because I'm flawed. And flawed people sometimes have to do strange things to get themselves over it. Okay? So without further ado, I'll talk to you later. I might put out another video this couple weeks. Not a couple days. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright? Talk to you later.